what about the emotion, watching finally the movie realized, and especially I think the emotion of the community, after all these years of in a way of being part of this journey. So how do you feel about this?
I'm really excited and really proud of not only us for making this movie, but just of my readers and my support system. They're kind of, they're the entire reason why any of it happened. So their dedication through the years of showing up at signings and buying the books, and when I have a new book, has kind of built this platform for us to have this movie that isn't even released, and it's already has a tremendous amount of support. So I just feel really grateful and excited, and their hard work has finally paid off.
How did you enter in this kind of story? I know that at the end it was kind of almost a family environment, all the project.
Yeah. It was just one of many auditions that came through that we were interested in and did, and kind of just a lot of the time you do an audition and you don't get feedback. You just it just goes. I like to do an audition and forget about it after, because you have no control once it's done. But it just kept on coming back, and eventually we did a Skype call, and after that they flew me to LA to do a chemistry read where I felt like this is a bit more real now, and went back home and was offered the role and was obviously extremely excited, and a month later we flew to Atlanta and got started.
How did it happen, with of course Josephine and Jenny, all this female environment during the shooting? Because it seems really like that, there was a chemistry there in all the troupe, all the actors.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a feminine. I didn't feel like I don't think I noticed it. No, it was great. I love genuinely everyone on the project brought something to the table that benefited the film. So the whole process was really great.
Hannah, after all these years of success, what's the secret? What do you think is the secret? The fact that everyone can belong in the story and can see himself reflected in these characters.
Yeah, I think you just said some of it, is that there's something for everyone. There's so many different themes, whether it's first love or first sexual encounter, first time leaving your home, first time trying to fit in with a new crowd of people and being kind of thrown into a new environment, first time breaking up with your boyfriend, like all these different firsts that even if it happened to you 20 years ago or it will happen to you in 5 years, you can at least relate or long for it. I wish I knew kind of the secret ingredient, and otherwise I feel like I have no clue, to be honest. But I would love to know what it was, but I can't explain it.
Of course, adapting a story, a book in a movie, it's always even a story of betrayal in a way. Mm-hmm. So was it hard for you? And there was a particular moment, particular scene that was a sacrifice for you to betray in a way, to cut off maybe from the movie?
There were a few things that were a little harder just because there's so many storylines in After, and we had to be very kind of picking and choosing which ones made sense as an arc for the movie, because as much as, of course, for me it means so much to have the fans be happy, I also want to have a good movie. And if we just made a movie only for the fans and crammed everything in there that we could, it would just be really choppy and it would be so much in one sitting. So we made conscious choices to either have characters just have a little smaller part or kind of build with the parents especially. In the book, they're much more involved, and they will be if we hopefully will have sequels, but we just kind of sprinkled things in instead of throwing everything in. But there were certain things that I knew had to be there, like fan favorite scenes, and then I went on Wattpad just in a technical way. You can see I can, because I made Wattpad do it for me, but see which lines had the most comments, like literally which ones have got reread the most, which ones had the most comments, to make sure that those were like the most important lines. So there were things that we knew would absolutely be there, but there were things that even going into filming, even the same day, I would think, no, this, it's from the book, we have to do this, but then when it was actually happening, it wouldn't work, and I would be like, actually, no, it doesn't work. So sometimes we're harder than others, but it was actually kind of fun to recreate the same story on a different medium and a different platform.
I think it all stems from a great relatable book. The character, it was all there for me. I didn't have to, I just had to kind of read it and do it. It wasn't like I had to fill any gaps. So it was really nice to have such a, like you say, realistic character with flaws and all of that stuff.